Central Florida Farms and Land on your Monday night live stream. So, this is probably our third live stream that we have today, and I'm here for you. This is what it's all about, is for the viewing audience to ask questions, and I can help answer questions like that. Also, we can show you what's going on in the marketplace, and if anybody has actually any requests for certain properties, then we can go ahead and pull those up for you. All right, let's see. I'm trying to pull up my YouTube page, not my YouTube, my marketing page here. And I don't see where my MLS is.
Oh, hit 2. It might be on the screen.
Huh? Isn't it on here? There we go. All right, so this is what we have for everybody. This is my MLS page. If there's something that you're typically interested in, if you've been looking online, you already have some properties pulled up, we can certainly pull them up here in our MLS and look across that platform for you. All right, so anyways, if anybody's interested, well, let's see. So we'll start with Marion County. And I know a lot of people are looking for somewhere between 2 and 5 acres. There's 116 matches there. So these are just properties of just different prices, different types of homes that we can certainly help you out with. All right, so let me get my laptop up here. All right, so if we have, let's see, Christian, I don't see any, oh, there's no, here we are. If you have any questions, just let us know here in our chat, because this is what kind of helps drive this live performance here. I've been out showing property. Actually, what we were doing was looking for vacant land this weekend. And what did I do? I went back and, let's see, did a search for vacant land. So cross property over here, this will give us vacant land and farms. And what we like to do is we like to kind of narrow it down with how many acres you're looking for, as well as maybe size of home, whatever it is. So that's kind of what we can do there. But as far as vacant land goes, there we go. And
someone asked about a 1 acre lot with no restrictions.
With no restrictions? Well, I can tell you, probably Rainbow Springs let's see. Here's 1 to 2 in Marion County. And if you don't want any HOAs, then I can go over here. Let me just pull this over on this side. Okay. So HOA, no HOAs. Community features, no truck, motorcycle, none. Let's see, I know I have HOA, oh here we are. HOA, no. So that's how we narrow it down. So if you're looking at 1 to 2 acres with no HOAs and Marion County is where we are. There's plenty of properties. I'm pulling up 175 lots. And remember I told you I don't know if I said Rainbow Lakes or Rainbow Springs, but Rainbow Lakes has the least expensive with no HOAs, and that's over there in Dunellen. So 16,000, 18,000. These are all probably like 1.06 acres, I think. Let me see if they have. Here's all the zoning. The zoning's R1. And tells you the lot size, 43,560. That is 1 acre. So most of them have been plotted out as 1 acre. But let's see, let's go through, let me change this to, we'll change it to 100. That'll kind of, so Rainbow Lakes Estates, that's where most of them start. And then Rolling Hills. Now, I know Rolling Hills, they have an HOA, I'm almost sure. So I'm kind of surprised to hear about seeing Rolling Hills in this list. I just think, for that matter, I think that the listing agent might have mismarked it and just either didn't put no HOA or just forgot to put HOA in there. Florida Highlands. Florida Highlands, well, there's a lot of Rolling Hills actually. Florida Highlands, I'm not a big fan of, simply because Florida Highlands has mostly dirt roads over there. So that's why I'm not a real big fan of Royal Highlands. I'm sorry, Florida Highlands. There is a Royal Highlands, but Florida Highlands, let's see if I can even show you. Well, they don't, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I was in Florida Highlands probably a couple months ago, I guess. And it's a good thing I had a 4-wheel drive when I was off in there, because it was definitely all dirt roads. And if I put the mapper on it, and we kind of zoom in, you can't even really see in there because it's all covered with trees, but there is like a little dirt road. It's real sandy, so yeah, I mean it's pretty scary. You wouldn't want to go in there without a 4-wheel drive for sure. So I'm not sure if that's something you might be looking for. And $29,900, that's awful expensive. 331 days on the market. It's not a surprise that it's that long on the market. It's just not worth it to me. For a lot that's on a dirt road. All right, well, so we can keep going. Let me go back over here. Where's my, I don't see my chats.
Oh, edge.
Oh, edge. Okay, there we go. All right, watching from Oregon coast. Wow. So you're definitely, I hear you're having a heat wave out there actually. So that's pretty cool. 90 degrees, I believe it was today, right, Linda? So there you go. Hopefully, let's kind of keep going through here.
Hope you're just going to reply.
And Rolling Hills. Rolling Hills is actually a pretty nice community. Big lots in there. Let's see, this one's 1.14 acres, as you can see over here. And let's see what we got. This one says, sign believed to be in the proper location, buyer and buyer's agent to verify lot and all information about the property. So that's pretty funny about that. They think they got it on the right lot, but they don't know because none of them are really surveyed in there. Let's see here, what else we got? Let's check the flood map, see what's happening on the flood map. So we could definitely tell you if it's in a flood zone or not. And just so you know, these X's that you see up here, and then orange, the orange area, orange is good. Okay, so what you don't want to see is A or AE. That means it's in a flood zone. So let's kind of zoom out. I'm going to zoom out here. So this is this actually looks like Florida Highlands rather than Rolling Hills. Let me just make sure we're in the right spot. Yeah, we are, because well, there's the golf course. This is the Rolling Hills. Let's see. Let me look here. Wish we could zoom in on that. Okay. Off of 200 here. And this is off of 40. Okay, well, let's continue. We'll keep looking. Let me go back up here. Whoa, 97 degrees yesterday. Wow. All right, let's see, Rolling Hills, we'll keep going, Rainbow Acres. This area here gets a little confusing. There's a lot of Rainbow Estates, Rainbow Springs, Rainbow Acres, And that's because Rainbow Springs is a really beautiful crystal river that's running through the area. So let's see, let me look through here. So look, these 1 acres are getting all the way up to 120, 125. So what we can do also, just so you know, we can map all these. So there's 175, and you can see all 175 out here. And yeah, they're all the way up there in Salt Springs. This is Salt Springs up here, Fort McCoy, Reddick. The closer you get to downtown Ocala, that's when they get really expensive. But as you're out here on the perimeter, the prices are pretty good. But you can kind of see, this is Marion Oaks over in this area, or the Florida Highlands area as well. Let's see what this one has to say. Well, there's your little purple areas I was talking about that you don't really want to see. You would really kind of like to stay in the orange or X's, because all this A is in a flood zone. If you look up, let's see, flood zone A, but down here it'll tell you this purple area is in the 100-year floodway, and you're going to have to pay flood insurance. So that's just going to raise your flood insurance up if you're in one of these areas. And let's go back. This listing, this lot is actually, how much is this? 39,000, I think. No, 18. Okay. But yeah, you can kind of see the watered area here that puts you in that buildable lot. Zone Day 1, can put a mobile on it. So yeah, these are all the ones with without an HOA, without a homeowners association. And I get it. Some people prefer to have, you know, a home where no one can tell them what they can do with their property, and they can do whatever they want. They can put chickens, they can put whatever on their property. But when you do that, you run the risk of a neighbor not doing the right thing. And if you only have like 1 acre to separate you from your neighbor, sometimes that gets a little close. Sometimes you wish you had, what's that?
This is what's showing.
Okay.
I don't see you talking, so if you want the camera on.
Oh, okay, sorry. This needs to be a little closer here. All right, sorry about that. Anyways, I probably should have done the little mini-me that we have available on that. Anyways, that's your choice, obviously, if you want something without an HOA. I kind of like something with I would say deed restrictions that aren't so heavy, but anyways, it kind of keeps everybody honest and keeps their property looking halfway decent. So anyways, again, that's a personal, private, thing for you. I don't want to try to impose my views on you, because you obviously know what it is that you're looking for. All right, so can we talk about the pros and cons of manufactured homes? Sure, we can do that. Pros and cons. Well, the pros obviously are going to be they're less expensive than a regular site-built home. You will want to keep it at least no older than 1977. You might not get insurance for that home if it's any older than a 1977. They also require tie downs. So you have to make sure that your tie downs are all there and in place when you buy a mobile home. So you're going to have an inspector go up underneath there and check all the tie downs and make sure that your tie downs aren't broken or missing or whatever. On the flip side, insurance is going to be a little higher for a mobile home or manufactured home. And hurricanes, you're going to be more susceptible to hurricanes. And I would say a lot of mobile homes, especially in that Florida Highlands area, there's a lot of mobile homes there, and there's a lot of trees, as we just showed you. So let me go back over here and single line. Wait a minute, let me do this for us here. So we can do, actually, there we go. All right, so we're going to want to go back over here and we're going to check out Florida Highlands. Now, when I did my map for the Florida Highlands, you'll see all the trees looking down on this area. So you see that? A lot of that dark green, it's all a treed area. Do you want to have a mobile home and all that? I'm not sure if you do or not. I don't know if that's the case, but I would personally kind of stay out of the Florida Highlands. Again, like I said, because of all the trees, because of all the sandy dirt roads that they have over there right now. I'm kind of surprised at the prices that they have in this area. Let me just click out of here. Now, $29,900 for this, it's pretty outrageous, but that's why it's 331 days on the market too. Then we can go down here. I have a lot of information. So the original price was $29,900, and after almost a year, it's still $29,900. My recommendation would be lower that price if you really want to get it sold, but at that high of a price, they're not really motivated to get that lot sold anyways. And they say it, they classify it as being in Denellen, Florida, but let me tell you something. This is a long way away from Denellen. You're not really in Denellen when you're looking at this. In my opinion, this is more of a Ocala address than it is a Denellen. So let's we will pan out from here and let's see. Yeah, let me show you where Denellen really is. So Denellen's way over here. You see where my little hand right here is? This is Denellen, and from here to here, I don't know, it's probably a good 15 miles away anyways. So I'm just a little surprised, but yeah, I see most of the lots in there. When somebody asked me to go check out a lot and do a video for them on one of these lots that they found, I actually started from the paved road And then once we went on the dirt road, I kept my camera going. And I'll tell you, I had a heck of a time trying to find that lot in there. I believe we found it. We sure got close anyways. Just like that one realtor said. They're pretty sure they had the sign in the right place, but they said you have to verify. Well, I went in there, I didn't see any signs, so I just had an approximation of where that, that property was. Okay, so we can kind of get out of that, right? And we can go back to and let's see, there we go. So, Christian, can you zoom in a little bit more on me? I don't know how that's going to work for us, but I feel like we're kind of got everything kind of all exposed here. With we got our monitor, we have our, oh, and then it cuts off. All right, yeah, you're gonna have to move the camera up. There you go, there you go. All right, that's much better. I feel like I'm able to talk with you a little bit better and more personal than I felt like I was way away from you. So anyways, looking for some people to ask questions. So Linda, I know we started talking about mobile homes and manufactured homes, the pros and cons, what you need to have, and so tie downs for sure, probably a little more expensive with the homeowner's insurance. Although it kind of, I don't know, it kind of works itself out because your insurance is going to only pay for whatever it is you're replacing. So they'll put a value just on the home itself. So let's say your property is worth, I don't know, we saw some that had a $30,000 price tag. And you have about $150,000 home on there. So $180,000 for the home. They're not going to insure it for the whole 180 because obviously the lot's not going anywhere. It's just something might happen to the home. So we can definitely go back here, and since you were asking about mobile homes, we can go back to our criteria. And I can go over here and I can tell my computer, let's see, oh, so we're just vacant land, right? We're going to have to go out of that. And I'm going to do, we'll go back here. Get out of the vacant land market. And go to Marion County again and see how much some of these mobile homes. So, oh, remember I was talking about you want to make sure that you are, that your home is what this says, post 1977. And that's just so you can get insurance for that property. And if you want to have some land, let's say 1 to 2 acres, maybe even 2 to 5 acres. So here we go. These are the results that we have. Starting with a home for $85,000. It's 672 square feet. What we want to, again, pay attention to is when that home was built, okay? So here's a 2002, in Florida Highlands, which I've been kind of talking negatively about, but 140,000 for a home in Florida Highlands. There's a couple of them actually that are in. Let me get my little mini me back over here. There we go. All right, so that's better. So, anyways, so we're up here looking at prices. 1,782 square feet in Ocala on Magnolia Avenue. This on the surface doesn't look like it's too bad. So 179 for a 1984, 0 days on the market. This home actually just right there just hit the market today. And 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,300 square feet. I thought close to Santos Greenway. So this is actually a nice little area where this home actually is. So we'll map it and see what comes up here. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit. So I don't know if y'all know anything about the Ocala area. 475, actually 441. Well, here's 301. And Baseline Road. So 301, 441, 27, they're all the same. They all merge in Bellevue. So this is actually a pretty good location, I'll tell you, for 179. Thanks. Okay. And we can go back and we can look at it, actually. So there's some pictures. There's 24 pictures. I can go down here. I can hit that and automatically. Oh, look at that. Carports on either side of it. Looks like a single wide, though. On the surface, it looked like a double. I mean, from at first glance, it looked like a double wide. But then when we looked at it head on, it's, I don't know, maybe it is a double wide because I see the seam up here in the ceiling. That usually tells you it's a double wide. So I guess it's sitting on the property sideways a little bit. So not too bad. They put new flooring in there. Probably the latest and the greatest LVP flooring. That's what I would like to see in there, for sure. So 179, big walk-in closet, big rooms. What I would tell you is if you're looking, see this right here? Hold up, let me just stop us right here. So you see there's a seam, I don't know if you can see that. There's a seam right behind that bed. This is paneling on either side. If you're looking for a mobile home or manufactured home, I would suggest we at least try to find one with drywall. So this has paneled ceilings and paneling on the walls. So if there are some out there with drywall, and that would be my suggestion, is look for one that has drywall. But I mean, like I said, this one has a great location, so maybe location is more important to you than something that, has the paneling. All right. So 0 days on the market, 1,301 square feet living area over here, and then you have your 2-bedroom, 2-bath home for $179. So I'll tell you, it's hard to, it's really hard to find this is a manufactured home. What year? 1984. Okay. So this is by Redeemer Christian School, so it is a really a decent home. But it's really hard to find homes today that are under 200,000. If you find a regular single-family home or a site-built home under 200, you're going to spend a ton of money on renovating that home or upgrading it or whatever. It's just going to need a lot of work. Housing prices have really shot up here in Florida, and that's just the nature of what's happening with so many people moving into the area. Used to be you could find a decent home for $179, $189, but not anymore. I'm actually looking right now for a young couple just getting started in life, and we are trying desperately to try to find a decent home for them. All right, let me kind of bring me back here to full status, and there we go. All right, so are there any other questions that people have? I'm here, like I said, this is why we bring, in real time, we bring this show to you so we can look stuff up right on my MLS. My MLS reaches all the way up into North Gainesville, Alachua, High Springs, and all the way into Claremont, Orlando. I mean, this MLS that I have is very powerful, and it reaches out, it reaches a lot of areas. So, anyways.
Did you see Linda's reply?
Oh, good. So that's perfect, yeah. So, like I said, try to find a mobile home or manufactured home as new as possible, and if possible, drywall and vaulted ceilings. So those are two very important things when looking for when you're looking at in that price range. That's what you're going to get, in the 150 to 200. Pretty much mostly mobile homes or manufactured homes. So, that's what we would want to do, is try to find you one as new as possible, and possibly with drywall, because it just gives you that homey feeling, like you're in a site-built home already with the drywall, rather than the paneling. What does yours have, drywall?
Yeah, drywall.
Yeah. So Christian, he just got a brand new mobile home.
Manufactured.
Manufactured.
Because it's after 76, so.
So there is a difference. And people want to know, what's the difference between a manufactured home and a mobile home? A mobile home, they have on wheels, and they trailer it, and they pull it up on the lot and put it on the lot. Then they'll pull the wheels off the axle, and they'll put it up on blocks, and then they put the straps on, and that's what they do. A manufactured home actually comes on a flatbed truck, and if usually it's a double wide. What do you have, a triple wide?
I have a double.
You have a double wide?
Yeah, so mine is manufactured.
So they brought it on a truck, and they put the two together, never had any wheels on it. They put it on a flatbed and then put it together.
But you still have to do the little sticker, even for the manufactured.
The little sticker.
Like you have for your car, like the registration sticker.
Well, so that's a good point too, because a lot of mobile homes or manufactured homes have titles like a car. And you can have the option of retiring those titles, because you have to keep up with them just like you do any other, like a car. You have to keep up with your car title. Boat, you have to keep up with your boat title. And with these mobile homes or manufactured homes that come with titles, then from the manufacturer too, they're not on a lot yet. So they'll give you a title to these. Then you can take it down to the property appraisers or the tax assessor's office, and you can say, look, I want to retire these titles. So you're going to get two if you have a double wide. And you're going to say, I want to retire these titles, and I want to get a deed just like a regular home instead. And they'll do that. They'll retire those titles, and they'll give you a deed just like you have with a regular home. And there you go. But you have to have property with it to put the deeds on there.
I'll have to do that myself. Thank you.
There you go. So, and that way, like I said, you don't have to sit there and put them in a safety deposit box, or if you have maybe a safe at home to keep those titles safe. I mean, if you lose them, you lose them, but you'll just have to apply for new ones, get replacement titles. It's just better just to go ahead and retire those titles and get a deed once you get that home on a lot. All right, well, so 6:45, we have been here for 45 minutes, and if there's no other questions, I think what we'll do is we'll kind of just sign off then, and see you next month. So it's always, what is today, the 15th?
The third Monday of each month.
The third Monday of each month. So,
the 19th will be our next one of June.
Okay. We do have another YouTube channel called Homes Around the Villages. I'll give that other YouTube channel a little bit of a plug. That YouTube channel is kind of geared towards the 55 plus communities. If anybody's ever heard of the Villages, it's probably the largest active adult community in the world. And so that's why we kind of focused on the villages and communities and homes around the villages as well. There's a lot of people that will retire to the villages, but maybe their kids, their adult children, follow them down here to Florida, and we find them a home around the area as well. So we're kind of out there all around. So finding people homes in active adult communities and gated communities. So we're kind of just widespread with everything. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to sign off today. So I mentioned about homes around the villages because we have over 13,000 subscribers on Homes Around the Villages. That we first started that probably 7 years ago. Central Florida Farms and Land we started a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, and so it's just catching up. But I live in Ocala. I'm kind of rooted in the horse industry. So when I moved to Ocala, I had an aunt here who bred thoroughbreds. So I came, I stayed at her house, I helped mend fences, I actually built her a barn. It was a 6-stall barn on her property. Me, my dad, and my brother, just us three, with our own hands, we built that barn. And so I know a lot about the horse and farm industry in the Ocala area, and that just kind of spread out to vacant land, to homes, or whatever. So we're a well-rounded real estate office. Now I have Central Florida Farms and Land right here on my shirt, but we do own a brokerage called I Am Realty. And so I Am Realty kind of is a full-service brokerage to help you find anything that you like. We have other agents in our office here, and if, as you've seen my my intro to my videos, I have a contractor's license, I have a home inspector license, so I can go in a home and I can really look that home over for you and point some things out. I wish I would have put some pictures of a home. I was showing that young couple I told you about a little bit earlier. We went in, the home was totally renovated, but it didn't have flooring and it didn't have baseboards. And as I looked around and I looked at some of the corners and kind of banged on the wall a little bit, some drops fell from rot that was behind the walls. And so we just like, you know what, where's my my phone? Do you have my phone? I just want to show you this real quick because it's really important, and I want to show you what I discovered. I took pictures of it actually, so since I don't have it downloaded, I'm gonna have Christian hold it up to you so you can just kind of get an idea of what I do. So let me look through here real quick and look for that home that we were looking at. Is this it? No, that's not it. Oh yeah. So here it is. Hold that up. You'll see some, looks like dirt right there. And let me just bring my little cursor over here if I can do that. I don't know if it'll do, but you can see what that dirt looked like around on the corner there. That came falling out of the wall. That's something you do not want to see when you're looking at property like that. Let me see if there's anything else in there. But no, but yeah, that's a perfect example of what I can do for you, having the experience of building homes and being a licensed home inspector. I can go around and look at that. I can go around and look at homes for you and point things out that most people might not really notice or know to look for. So let's see. We are from Brazil. Okay. Obrigado. So we do have Nina who speaks Spanish. So if you need somebody to help you, Nina would be more than happy to work with you and help you find a home. If there might be a little bit of a language barrier, Nina would be great to help you. So please give us a call at 352-204-9026. Christian will put it up here, or he's already put it up here in our chat. So,
And your email.
And my email is ira@imillerrealty.com. So just call us, email us. Oh, that 352-204-9026 number. You can text to that number. You can call to that number, and then we have our email address that you can send an email to. We're here for you. So RB2, please give us a call, and we're here to help you, okay? Obrigado. Is that an attorney? I know a little bit of Spanish just to get me
Thanks.
in trouble. Obrigado.
It's Portuguese.
Oh, that's right. Brazil is is Portuguese. Yes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and sign off now. I want to thank you so much for watching our live presentation. Like I said, we'll be back in 1 month, the third Monday of the month in June. And if you want to catch us on Homes Around the Villages, you can certainly go. We're the first Monday of the month for Homes Around the Villages, or the third Monday for Central Florida Farms and Land. Okay, thanks so much for watching, folks. I really appreciate it, and we hope to hear from you soon.